Well, we're going to take advantage of the nice weather today, and we're going to go wash the truck. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this edge monitor per request. But we are going to start with a cold start. Not very cold, it's like 40 degrees out. I believe the question was from, I think it's Trying to Fly 09, I think is the handle, and just wanted to get some information about the monitor and different things like that. So it's an Edge CTS2 monitor. These are capable of running technically in anything, but predominantly in OBD2 vehicles. So because the truck is a 96, it's compatible. Down here, we've got the OBD2 port, and the cable just plugs into that. I've got it run up the side of the dash pretty poorly and up to the monitor. So the monitor can read anything that the truck can read for the most part. So really I bought this monitor because it was on sale at the time, and I knew with the Duramax that I was going to need to monitor things that you wouldn't traditionally monitor with an analog gauge like what my other Autometer gauges are. Also, it can be used to read and clear codes, so I thought it'd be pretty handy to have for that reason. So in this case, we're reading coolant temp, coolant temp, RPM, corrected miles per hour because of the tires, intake air temperature. The load, the horsepower, and the torque is just because I had to have things there to occupy those gauges. For the most part, I use it just for the three main ones here. I do have coolant temp overhead, but because it's right there, it's a little bit easier to read. So like I said, it's capable of clearing codes, reading codes. It's also capable of, if we go into, let's see, go in here. So we can do data logging, we can do performance testing, so you can test like your 0 to 60, your quarter mile, things like that. Now, this monitor can also support what's called an EAS, which is an expandable accessory system, and that's where you can run one of these on anything that has a 12 volt power supply. So even if you're not OBD2, you can still use one of these, and at that point you have like additional temp sensors or pressure sensors or things like that. So like when I add drive pressure to the truck, it's going to have that. It'll be run through the EAS system. If I wanted to run, you know, a different EGT gauge, basically I could do away with all the gauges that I have and just run the monitor. I won't do that because I like the look of the gauges, but so usually these things are, I think they're like 4 1/4, 450, something like that. I got mine from Street Diesel Performance in Connecticut here. You can get them pretty much anywhere. I know QuadStar Tuning is capable of selling them. I know some of the other guys like Chris and them are already running them. So I'd probably say if you're in Connecticut, go to SDP, or New England for that matter. Otherwise, just go right to John at QuadStar. Don't mess around. But anyway, so it's an Edge CTS2, and I will get some shots here driving with it. So by now you've probably seen this in some of the other videos, but since we're making a video about the monitor, we may as well. So you can see on the left we've got intake air temp, kind of hot because we've been sitting and idling a lot today.